Good afternoon, guys. Very pleased to be here in Sydney to talk about our company. Asian Battery Metals, it's a company I established roughly 4 or 5 years ago. It is critical mineral focused explorer based in Mongolia. And one of the key questions is why in Mongolia? And first answer is always because I was born there and I lived there. Second is because it's right next door to China, right? So China being really largest producer of the critical metal in its pure form, it makes sense to look for these materials in Mongolia where it can be quite easily integrated into that supply chain. This is showing our projects, but a lot of the times, well, I've been in Mongolian mining 20 years, but I know, ins and outs, but a lot of the people, doesn't understand Mongolian legal framework, how mature the system is. And these are mines that got built in Mongolia over the last 15 years. So they are medium and the larger profile projects, including Oyu Tolgoi, which is the largest copper operation that came online probably over the last 15 years, and other projects. So on average, more than one mine gets built, comes into operation in Mongolia. That actually shows Mongolia itself is a quite mature mining jurisdiction. It's not only mining, it also involves environment, also involves water usage, also involves mine closure, so it's a full mining cycle mature jurisdiction. We have quite supportive board and shareholders. All of the board members has been working in Mongolia over the last 10 years, so we are quite comfortable to promote Mongolia as an investment destination. And we have very strong local team that are actually managing the local operation, not only in exploration, also in stakeholder management, financing, and business side of it. Currently, company sits at the market capitalization of $31 million, and we just closed $6 million capital raise yesterday. So this is the location of the project. We have a number of projects, lithium, graphite, but the key project for us focuses copper, nickel, and copper gold project, southwestern part of Mongolia. This has been our focus over the last 4 years. Good. So what we actually have discovered. So in 2023, this project it's in concept level. So we got selected into BHP Explore program, which is a global early stage exploration accelerator program. Out of 250 companies, they selected 7 companies, and we were one of the 7, probably only one in Asia at that time. And we received $500,000, and we actually drilled it and actually discovered the disseminated mineralization on Oval Copper Nickel project. And this is first time in this part of the Mongolia. This magmatic mafic intrusion-related copper nickel sulfide project. And last year, after we got listed, we have drilled some successful holes. The best one we drilled was 8.8 meters of massive sulfide, starting from 107 meters, with the copper grade more than 6%, nickel grade more than 3%, and then also we have broad mineralization. Our broad mineralization, some of them is 88 meters, starting from 80 meters of 0.65% copper, 0.4% nickel. So in plus PG credits. So we have quite a good project in Oval. And as you can see here, the higher grade mineralization sits in the bottom part of the intrusion, and the disseminated mineralization sits in the top. So mineralization starts from the surface. As you can see, these darker green ones are actually the ore grade, potentially intrusion. So mineralization starts from the surface. Most of the drilling has done up to 200 meters, and we're still looking into deeper parts to drill our next stage of drilling. We have encountered varied sulfide very textured sulfide at 290 meters. So that's potentially 70 meters long, lower than usual mineralization. We think that's potentially a part of the feeder zone. So that's where we're going to be going, following the feeder zone into potentially a magma chamber in next year. So with the success of this project, how it looks like is, project itself is infrastructure-wise and accessibility-wise is like a blessing for project in Mongolia, because it's only one day drive from our capital city. We have 2 flights a week to reach there also. And it's only 9 kilometers from the paved road, 40 kilometers from the hydropower station, more than 100 kilometers from upcoming new power stations. So it is kind of an emerging mining district in Mongolia, western part of Mongolia. And we have, besides our drilling program, we have also progressed the project. We have almost in the middle of finishing our first initial metallurgical test. So we achieved from 89 to 95% copper recovery in concentrate, with concentrate grade ranging from 18.5% to 24%. So that's a very good result for copper. Nickel recovery is ranging somewhere in between 40 to 60% at this stage. So with this success, we are building our regional story. So we have MS1, MS2 targets, and on top of that, we have newly acquired Bayinser prospect in the south. All these prospects are pretty much geophysical anomalies. In these geophysical anomalies, in MS1, we successfully drilled and discovered the mafic intrusion with visual sulfides. Looks like copper nickel grade is actually depleted. We have slightly higher PGE, so that's pointing that there is potentially a depletion. So next stage of work is actually going to be finding potentially bottleneck areas that has higher grade in this system. Geophysical signature of the MS1 is 3 times larger than our oval prospect, so where we actually drilled. And then Bayinser, northern tip of the Bayinser project is geophysically it's 3 times larger than the MS1 project. So we have quite expensive intrusive complex there to look for, expand our resource potential in next year. And on top of that, we have actually a project called Mahangol, which is the right-hand side there. The Mahangol is a new project that we're acquiring. That's a copper-gold VMS project, which has historic drilling done and mostly drilled in mineralized alteration zone. We have actually twinned the hole, and we have announced those results last week. It's been all visuals. We have confirmed 20 meters of massive sulfide with historic assay results of that hole was ranging from 1.5 to 2% copper, and gold grade ranging from 0.5 to 0.8 gram per ton. So we hope that our results will duplicate. In addition to that, we also encountered shallow high grade, potentially a shallow high grade gold mineralization also, and all these assays are pending within the next 2 weeks. Our second hole actually intercepted the continuation of the massive sulfide, but it's probably more distal part of the massive sulfide, indicating that massive sulfide's lens is continuing to the west side of it, and downhole EM, which actually identified these green plates, which is pointing that, which is actually, supports that concept that the volcanic vent is actually, the center of volcanic vent is actually west from our massive sulfide mineralization. As you can see on the plan map, there's these red lines are actually surface outcrops with right lateral offsetting fault there, and the massive sulfide is occurring 2 drill holes on the east side. On the north of that outcrop, potentially next year we're going to be following these drill holes into the west side, north of the outcrop there. So we have very exciting portfolio of exploration. We have plenty of results are actually pending. The assay results from our copper nickel exploration and the recent drilling results from our copper gold project are all pending within the next month or so, and the final part of the metallurgy results. In short, why Mongolia? Because, well, it's close to China, easy. From some jurisdictions, you want to go on a train, and you want to go on a seaborne transportation, then reach China. We just, there to reach China. In copper business, I was on a board of a company called Oyu Tolgoi, which is the largest copper mining operation in Mongolia. In Mongolian copper concentrates, all of them get sold within 500 kilometers from Mongolian-Chinese border because there's that much of consumption there. And that shows, there's a good viable. If the projects are commercially compatible against Chinese domestic production, it's definitely could be a commercially viable project. And then we have, of course, very good team. Our jolts were part of the successful operations, successful discoveries in gold, copper, uranium, coal in the past. Thank you.